Good morning. Good morning. It's that time again. It is. It is. It is. Good morning. Good morning. So, cup of tea. Gwen, good morning. And Blonde Cheryl with an S. I think I say Cheryl with an S because the Cheryls that I have met throughout my life, my early life, always started with a C. So, Cheryl with an S sounds kind of exotic. And Tracy and Becky. Good morning. I raise my teacup to you, my friends. Um, I look out the window. What day is today? Today's like the third and a half day, the 45th day of rain and grayness. Blurg. Yes. So good morning. Good morning, Tracy and Danielle and Susan and everybody who's tuning in, both folks who have been here before and folks that are just kind of scrolling by. Good morning. Good morning. Nurse Ellen, nice to see you with all those little letters after you. Uh, so here's a funny thing. You're going to see me doing some moving around type of stuff like this today because I slept wrong last night. I fell asleep and I probably had my shoulder up like this, like Quasimodo, right? And so I woke up with a headache right here that I can kind of trace back to the origin because when I hit right here, it's like, ah. So sometimes we start the day not feeling great physically. So I ask you, do a quick kind of, I think, body scan, like how you feeling, and what would kind of alert yourself? Is everything good up here? Yep. Right here a little bit. Okay. Here, down. Okay. So now you have a place to focus on to be like, okay, I hurt here. I'm not feeling so good here. And then ask yourself, what can I do about it? Now, I know myself, probably a massage. Get a massage. Self massage. Um, Drinking some water might help. Can't hurt. It can never hurt unless you drown, of course. It can never hurt to drink some water. So, are you drinking some water this morning? Grab yourself a glass of water. Now, I use this thing. I got it, as you can tell, in New Orleans. And I start the day with this, mug, this cup. Because when I fill up the whole thing, that's like 32 ounces right there. And I do this, I'll share this with you, is I fill this up with water and then I'm sneaky about it. So then when I go to make my tea, I pour the water out of this to remind myself that every little bit helps. The water in my tea is water. And I get it from there. So if I empty 2 of these throughout the day, that's like 64 ounces of water. I think that's pretty good. So, alrighty. Nurse Ellen didn't get enough sleep last night. Up early getting the grandkids to school. For a minute there, I was like, kids going to school. I'm thinking like it's August or something and it's back to school time. Can you tell how out of the loop I am with that type of stuff? But good morning, good morning. Yeah, sometimes the quality and quantity. I'm always talking about quality and quantity of your sleep will impact how you feel in the morning. So I like to say this every day when you wake up. Do a quick kind of scan. If you were in your car, maybe you would check to see what your levels are. Are you low on this? Are you high? Are you good with that? And then do what you can to help yourself feel better physically. Starting out the day like that, noticing, oh, I feel good, let's hit the road. Or, you know what? I need an Excedrin because I've got a headache. You know? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling mentally? Okay, I love it. Nurse Ellen is feeling okay, but a busy day planned. Now, I love the word plan because a plan is wonderful. Even if you have a busy day, if you have a plan, that will help you feel less kind of chaotic in the brain and in the nervous system primarily. And if you have a plan, now I have a pretty busy day today myself. My day is literally planned from 8 a.m. now, 8:05, to 8 p.m., basically 9 o'clock tonight. My days are usually rarely that planned, but making a plan can help you feel less chaotic on the inside. Okay? And how do you make a plan? It can be easy as just the thoughts in your head, writing them down. Okay? So notice this. Notice writing them down. Sometimes writing them down in the comments and then doing the old flourishy check mark. Now you can tell I'm left-handed because my check marks go this way, but the ones in the comments, like I just saw Laura Gibbon Voorhees, little check mark. Good morning. Dog walked. Check. New batch of flowers planted. Check. You know? So, oh, I love it. You've got a beefy to-do list. And fortunately, my energy level seems good so far. Yes, and pace yourself. Pacing yourself, going at a pace that feels good so you can make it to the end of today feeling good. So if you use up all your energy early, you might crash. So how can you pace yourself? You may need to take a nap. You may need to take some rests. You may need to pull your car over to the side of the road and do some stretching like I will do. Oh, man, I guess I need to get a massage. So how are you feeling this morning physically? Do a scan, drink some water. I was just thinking, you guys, we could play like it's Pee-wee's Playhouse, and there could be a word, almost like when people do shots, but we could do shots of water. You know? Yes, and I love Laura Gibbon Voorhees says, a nap sounds lovely and will add it to the list. Yes. Awesome. There's no nobility. There's no glamour. There's no, like, what's the word? I guess I'm noble. There's nothing noble in going without a stop. It's kind of like nobody else is going to care if you are on a road trip for 8 hours and you never stop to pee. The only person that's going to feel that is you. So stop and pee. Damn it, Donna is early. There we go. S.A. Mamang says, I have a be well list. Be fed, be hydrated, be rested, be medicated. Be relieved and regulated. I love that. That sounds like if somebody was a rapper, they could make a song out of that. But here's a fun thing. I wonder what word would there be that I repeat often in the next hour or so on this TikTok live, that every time I said it, if you did a shot, but we're old school, so a shot of water, right? It would probably be notice. Notice is one I use a lot because noticing is like, whoa, hold on. Stop the world I want to get off. Stop and let's notice. Down. Yeah, you're right, Laura. Oh, you know what? Here, we would be drunk or hydrated. Slow down, breathe down, write down, chunk down. Curious. Yes, get curious. Completely. All those things. And here's a funny thing. Yeah, chunk, as in chunk it down. So let's have some fun. Pick out your own word. Pick out your own word and notice how many times I say it. Now, I realize I repeat myself like nobody's business because repetition is a way of learning something. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How many times have we repeated that? Putting something to a melody helps you repeat something, you know? Repetition, it can be good, right? Feel. Love it. So pick your word, get your cup of water. And anytime I say the word that you decided to listen for, drink, a sip, drink a couple of sips. Yeah. Oh, funny. Interesting. I love it. SAH Mom says, we did that for the word navigate during the Democratic National Convention last year and you were so dehydrated. Yeah. Navigate. Even navigate. Notice that. I think of navigate and I think initially of a boat for some reason. A boat. You're going to navigate your boat, but you navigate your car. And I like the car metaphor because I don't drive a boat. So navigate. What does that mean? To steer in the right direction. To steer in the direction that you want to go to. I'm here on Cape Cod and I want to steer to Nantucket. I'm here in Long Beach, California, and I want to steer the ferry to Catalina Island, And so picking out a word, noticing the word. Sorry, Laura Gibbon Voorhees just said she got notice. And you don't need to keep it with anybody else, So I love it. And Erin, good morning. I raised my mug to you, my dear. And I raised my mug to all of you. That mug and this mug, right? So good morning. If we haven't met, My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Destination Decluttered, kind of all one word, no spaces, .com is my website. And I do one-on-one coaching. I have a coaching package, but I have a free mailing list. And I do YouTube lives and TikTok lives pretty much daily. We also do, what do you call them? Decluttering parties, of which we have one coming up this Saturday. So that's what I do. I will be here. It's live. I'm here live. It is, what day is today? Wednesday, May 14th, 8:10 a.m. on the eastern side of the country of the United States, of which I live and have pretty much always resided. So I am here to help you with your clutter. But here's the funny thing. We can't even get to your clutter until we back it up and we just notice, how are you feeling physically, and, as I like to say, energetically, in your head and in your body. Now, here is something that I feel like this was something that came up, and I love to share these glimpses of possible inspiration or perspective or what have you when I do these lives. So first of all, it is live. So if you are struggling with clutter, throw something in the comments about it. Where specifically? And I'm going to use the word specific, because specifically will help us kind of narrow it down and focus. You focus on something specific. You can't focus on everything. You get overwhelmed. So something specific. Where specifically are you stuck with your clutter? Throw it in the comments and I can help you out. And many times we're going to start with, how do you feel physically in your body? And how do you feel, I say mentally, but I also mean energetically, your nervous system. Because there is a connection between your head and your heart. One of the things I was thinking of, okay, is, and this is perfect, Lisa, I love this, so thank you. Lisa used the scared word. Now let me, here, this is one of the things I'll explain. If you've never met me before, I like to talk about things in metaphor. So I mean, like, I'll talk about things like being in a swimming pool or on a road trip or whatever seems to be something that we can relate to already. You know, if I talk about your amygdala or your your ulna and your radius, like, why not just use simple words, you know? But the other thing too is, what I like to really kind of chunk things down and divide things into two groups. And basically, and I feel like I'm the Pope right here, right? Is, on the one hand, you have fear, and on the other hand, you have love. As simple as that. And again, maybe I look like the new Pope. Okay? So notice that Lisa said, I'm scared, fear. I'm scared that I'll never get my clutter under control. Okay? So, if you're scared, that is, your nervous system is activated. Your nervous system is activated, and you have either done one of two things. You've either told yourself a story that has caused yourself to feel that way, or maybe just the feeling comes up and you're doing the best you can as a human with words to articulate that. Okay, so Lisa, what I will offer to you is, notice the fear. And when you are in a fearful mode, you may not be in the best way, in the best feeling to get yourself doing something. I keep wanting to say productive, but that's kind of judgy. Well, I will offer to you, Lisa, and to everybody, and I will do this. I will say, and I use the word down a lot. So if you have chosen your word down, we said pick a word that I might repeat often today in the next 45 minutes, and every time I do it, take a sip of water. I use the word down a lot because calming down, slowing down, quieting down, feet down on the ground, butt down on a seat, quieting down your volume, turning down your volume, relaxing down your muscles. There's so many downs that can help you feel better, and then when you feel better, you'll do better. What I like to think of too, so you've got fear on the one hand, you've got love on the other. You've got love, love, love on your side, right? Right, people? My Gen Xers, my New Wavers, my Thompson Twinners. Okay, turn down the lights. That was one. That was a good one, Melly. Turn down the lights, sweet darling, 'cause tonight it's all the way. Hey, baby. Right? So all the downs, I just like to call it, because there can be downs. You can think of more of those. So any downs that make sense to you. But what I want to offer in this one is write that down. So take a piece of paper, fold it in half, get all to make 2 columns. And on the one side, write fear. I call it your backseat driver too. And love, on the other hand, and that's your co-pilot, because this is where I get into metaphor. So imagine yourself in a car. You're the driver, and you've got 2 invisible passengers in your car. One of them is your backseat driver, fear, and the other one is sitting right up there in front with you. That's your co-pilot. That's love. When you turn down and write down and quiet down your backseat driver, what that does is, much like if you were having a conversation with 3 people in the car, your co-pilot has a hard time speaking when the backseat driver is like a little scared kid, but, and this, and this, and this, and this. Okay? So what I would say is write down on the one hand, on the one side, I'm scared that I will never get my clutter under control. Okay? Then, on the other hand, what does it mean? What is the definition of your clutter under control? You're scared that you'll never get there, clutter under control, destination, clutter under control. But what does that mean to you? What are the specifics of clutter under control? What's the definition of, clutter under control? And on the other side of the paper, on the love, get curious. That's somebody's word. Get curious about what your definition is of clutter under control. When you have a better idea, and these are specifics, okay? Specifics will help you, okay? Specifics will help you define what you're aiming for, because if you don't know the definition, how are you going to know if you get there or not? You can say you're going to get to California. Okay, does that mean crossing the line when you're driving, or does it mean to downtown LA? Does it mean, in the front of the El Rey Theater and you've double parked your car? The more specific you are, the more you can put a pin in the map and aim for it and get there. Okay? Now, Ruby Shooter is bringing up a good thing. So, clutter really gives me anxiety. Okay, so I would write that down too. Anxiety is your nervous system kind of zhuzhed up. Like, ee. If your nervous system is all zhuzhed up, how can you calm it down? Okay, and again, if whoever picked the word down for your hydrating, calm down, slow down, quiet down. Okay? Where do you feel your anxiety? So Ruby, I would ask you, now you don't need to share it with me, but notice where you feel your anxiety. I tend to feel my anxiety pretty much from like the bottom of my belly to like the top of my head. I will feel nauseous in my stomach. I will feel like I can't breathe, like everything in here is constricting, right? I'll be going in like this. I can't breathe. So notice where you feel your anxiety. Okay, so you feel the same. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about this. So I would write that down. I know I am anxious when I feel the following symptoms. The following places in my head are equal anxiety, right? So notice what I did. I articulated that verbally, but I could write it down too. So for me, I might feel a pounding in my head. I might feel like just a constriction in this part of my body. Like I want to notice I'm bending over. So let's do the opposite. Okay, let's do the opposite. It's always going to be that line. What do they call it? The midline, and getting to on and playing on the other side, hopping over the line. So if anxiety makes me feel like this, let me consciously do the opposite. So I will blossom open my torso. I will breathe down to the bottom of my lungs because I was breathing shallowly before. I will relax down my muscles. I will quiet down whatever words are in my head, shh, that are making me feel anxious. But I will do that by writing them down. I will get those out of my head and I will write them down. Because if you just quiet them down, they're going to come back because you're not listening. You're not listening to me. I'm trying to give you valuable information and you keep on quieting me down, but I just need to say this thing. That's your internal, that's your backseat driver. And they sometimes will come back and they'll be even louder. So what I say is get curious. That was somebody else's word. So turn around and ask what I call, again, in a car, you're the driver. Fear is in the back seat. Love is your co-pilot. And get curious, what is going on in the back seat? Okay? So when you're feeling better physically, when you're feeling a little bit better energetically, then you can start to unravel kind of why you can't even get started. If you don't do these steps, you can definitely declutter, but you may not get it. You may not have a good process that will keep you decluttered. Okay, Mary, I see you either waving hi or maybe you've got a question. Feel free to pop it in the comments. Now, fear will keep you stuck. Love can get you curious and getting you going in a way. Yeah. No, I'm laughing at Laura Gibbon Voorhees because she says if someone chose, watch out for too much water. Yes. So maybe you realize if you picked your hydration word, I don't know, I feel like Pee Wee's Playhouse, instead of scream real loud, we'll just do like a hydration word, right? If you picked down, just maybe do a little sip. Do not drown yourself because too much of anything will kill you, you know? So notice that, just notice. And if notice is your word, man, you've got a couple of sips. We're going to be running to the bathroom at 9 o'clock Eastern when I'm done, huh? So, how do you feel physically? How are you feeling energetically? If you're not feeling good in either of those, deal with the physical stuff as best you can. As I said, I woke up with a headache. I took an Excedrin. I did a little massage right here. I'm going to drink something with caffeine in it. And I'm going to feel better knowing that I did something about it. Okay? Now, one of the ways that you can calm down your nervous system is to write down these things, but not just like throwing up on the piece of paper. No, you fold it in half and you identify, you articulate, you put into words how you're feeling. That's fear-based. What am I afraid of? And then you flip it onto the other side. Now, I'll just speak for myself, for decades, I thought that was the only voice in my car. The voice of fear, the voice of anxiety, the voice of scaredy cat, the voice of something bad's going to happen, the voice of no, fear. It's how I grew up. It's how I was raised. My mother totally admits it right now. Okay? And that's only half the story. That's only one half of what's going on in your kind of car called life. There is another side to it. And that's love. And when you realize that that's not the only voice to listen to, but you have a whisper of love. But here's the deal. Your co-pilot is so patient and so, this is why I say like God is your co-pilot. One of those license plates you would see in like a Route 66 gift shop. God is my co-pilot. Some people may call it God, but think of God. Think of like your BFF on a road trip who just just shows up in 100% love. Maybe as a parent, you look at your kids with love when they're not bugging you, right? And you just love them so much and you want to help them, but you can't help them until they calm the F down. So you will wait until they calm down. And when they have calmed down, then you can show up and help them. But you're there giving them love vibes all the time. That's your co-pilot, is just waiting for that backseat driver to quiet down so they can be like, okay, now it's my turn. I got this. I can help you. Where do you want to go? As long as you tell me where you want to go, I can help you get there. Okay? So notice that quieting down your backseat driver gives the microphone to your co-pilot. This is your co-pilot speaking. You have nothing to be worried about. This is going to be fun. I tend to speak in a co-pilot voice because I help you quiet down your backseat drivers, and I know how much fun it is to be on the other side of this, to talk about love and possibility and excitement and curiosity and patience and compassion. Those are the words I want to have more of those in my life. Okay? So notice these things. And I just gave you a nice little kind of formula to get going during the day. No, I love it. SAH Mama says, in the past, I used to let my morning headaches define my day. I used to give my power to my morning headaches. But now there is a plan I follow. I'm giving you a high five right there. Okay? Little Liz Lemon, high five. Yeah. I used to let something else control me. Now I do something different. Now I have a plan, a roadmap, a list of things I do. Notice I just said I got up, I took an Excedrin, I drank some water, I have something with caffeine in it. I have massaged my shoulder. So notice, you used to do something. How did that work out? What you're doing right now has given you the results you have in your life. Now, I have heard people say that, and I'm like, whatever, but it is kind of true. There is more than a grain of truth in that. The habits you have, the things you have done in the past, have resulted in what's around you today. Now, notice though, I do not say this with any judgment in my voice. Judgment is also on the side. If we were making a list, checking it twice, of the stuff that was on like the fear and the backseat driver, judgment is totally there. Okay? On the other hand, on the flip side, what's the opposite of judgment? Boop. Curiosity. Where have my habits, the things I've done over and over again, resulted in whatever's going on today? Now, some things are not that habitual. I know this, for example, we're talking about headaches. I know for a stone cold fact that for a while there I thought it was drinking. I thought for a while there it might be a food trigger. What I know is that, frankly, I am pretty sure that it's because I have a bit of scoliosis in my back, and I always have to compensate for the fact that my skeleton and my muscles, if I don't pay attention, naturally want to be slumping over. So just get curious and see, not 100%, but where have my habits gotten me what I have? If you like what you have, yay, keep on doing those habits. If you're not so keen on that stuff, change your habits. Yeah. Okay. So here's a fun one. Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary. Did you know? I did not even know that was a TV show until I started doing TikToks and I saw you show up. And I was like, Abbott Elementary, is this an elementary school teacher? And then I found out you were. But I love it. Good morning, Abbott Elementary. Just unpacked the backpack from yesterday's trip, put it where it belongs, and ready for the next trip. Love it. Abbott Elementary, remember prior to you and me coaching, when you did not, your habit was to leave your bag full, leave your knapsack full, and not unpack it and not put it away? And then you realized you found diamond earrings in a pocket there because you had left them there. Now you've changed your habit. Unpacking, putting it where it belongs, and now you are feeling ready. Isn't that a cool feeling? I feel ready. What was the song? Actually, you guys could help me out here in the comments. I know there was a band in the 80s called Ready for the World. Not Oh Sheila, I don't know, something about that. But how does it feel to feel ready? I feel ready. I feel ready for that trip. I feel ready to take on the day. That's a good feeling. I'm going to put that on the side. If we are kind of categorizing words, I'm putting ready. The feeling of being ready for anything. Putting ready on the side of love and curiosity and all that. So yay. So, alrighty. Melissa, good morning. I hope you have an amazing day. I do too. I am a long list, but I have a concert to go to today. And also, The Damned. Oh, you're going to go see The Damned. Awesome. I believe they have a new rose, right? But I need to start my long list tomorrow, trying to make more time for family. Okay, you know who's part of your family? And I'm getting like a Sesame Street. I've got 5 people in my family, and there's not one of them I'd swap. There is a sister and a brother and a mother and a pup. There's 5 people in my family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did sing the whole song. You are part of your family as well. So Melissa, everybody here, make time for yourself on a daily basis. Okay? But have fun at the concert tonight. That's awesome. Tonight, am I doing anything? No, actually, we're doing a YouTube Live tonight. You guys know. It's on the mailing list secret page. So if you're not on the mailing list, if you want to be access to the secret page, again, kind of like Scream Real Loud, DestinationDecluttered.com. Sign up for the mailing list. It's free. Okay? Hey, Nurse Ellen. Hi from James, the grandson. He asked who you were, Beth, that I'm listening to. Me, I'm Beth. Hey, James. So, James, I'm a decluttering life coach. What does that mean? I help people feel okay about putting away their toys. Getting in the habit of putting away their toys after they've played with them, because it's nice to have, it feels good when you walk around and you're not stepping on Legos. So it feels better to not step on Legos than to step on Legos. So we put away our Legos so we don't step on them. And we don't make a big deal of it. We make a little big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just a little thing we do. Okay? Okay, so Oceanana says, I need to love myself to do better with this clutter. You do love yourself. You do. You have loved yourself more, I dare say, in the past 6 months since I've known you, my dear, than for quite a while yet, because you have been doing things with your clutter. Think about that. Decluttering as an act of self-love, self-care, as something you're doing it for yourself. Yeah. Now, Kitty Boots says, I know what you mean. It's really hard to love yourself with all the clutter. The only way you will be able to more easily deal with the clutter is to love yourself through it. You've tried the hating yourself. You've tried the beating yourself up, the flagellating yourself, the beating yourself up, the being mean to yourself, the yelling at yourself, the chastising. You've tried that. It don't work. If it did, you would be less cluttered. Pause for effect. So notice. Try the other side. Just hang out with me on the other side. See how it works for you. And it's a win-win, because you be nice to yourself. And it feels good. Now, I just realized there's a whole bunch of comments here. I will try to get to them. Yay. There we go. Water, snack, medicine, caffeine, shower, massage, stretch. Boom. Love it. That sounds like an excellent plan. Now, I'm missing some of these. I apologize. Yeah, there we go. Oceanana, beat myself up with judgment and then sometimes feel paralyzed. So notice everybody. The beating yourself up results in of being paralyzed. Being paralyzed means you cannot move. What we want to do is get you moving, but just not random moving in the right direction. Red rum. In the right direction. What I mean by the right direction is towards your destination. So notice what you do and notice what the result is. You're like a little factory here. I put this in, I do this. You're like a foreman in a factory, or a forewoman. You're like a manager in a store. How do you get a better job out of people? Do you yell at them all the time, or are you having fun? I was a pretty good boss. I have gotten, like awards for my bossiness. No, my sisters. But I didn't, I did the best I could. But when I realized that it was so much more fun to have fun, so much more fun to build people up than to knock people down, so much better of a result, people would show up to work. I used to have fun with it, and I used to love it because people were unused to it, So, Deborah Smith is celebrating a birthday. Let's all, yay, celebrating uncluttered. Yeah. Oh, okay, here, sorry you guys. I was totally doing this. Boop. Confirm. Oh, hey, you know what? I wonder what it means. I apologize, you guys, and if anybody wants to, I just noticed. This is kind of fun. This is kind of funny. There's a bot. I just reported it. I just blocked it. I didn't, yeah, damn it, Donna. So if anybody ever sees a troll, and it's obvious who's a freaking troll, I just saw that. Nice try. Need to delete. I just saw it. I did my part, but I think you guys, yeah, and Kayla Bear, I apologize. I just saw that because these things pop up. So let me see. Oh, it's still coming up. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this again. There we go. There we go. I think we did it. I think we did it. You know what we did? We just decluttered the comment section for something we do not want. We just took action. So I will offer this to you. Me being a one-woman show, taking it on the road. I'm a one-woman show here, and I did not see that. But if you see something like that, and it's so freaking obvious, you also can do something about that, okay? You can take action. You can push on that, and you can say, report this person, okay? But yay, we worked together and we did it. Let's ignore it and move on, okay? All right, good stuff. And I love this. Deborah Smith is saying birthdays feel so good when you can walk into your bedroom without tripping over things. You know what? Pretty much every freaking day of the year feels good when you walk into any room of your house and you don't trip over everything. But yay, why not celebrate your birthday about it? You know? Yeah, no more kings, Kayla Bear. Remember that one? No more kings. I mean, talk about, I almost said multiplication rock. Schoolhouse rock, right? So you can do something about what bugs you. Look what we just did right then. That was like such a microcosm of decluttering on the small scale, but it scales up. You notice something you don't like, you do something about it. And somebody who's being rude. And you know what? You don't get emotionally involved right now about that because you just do it and you move on. Here's something that I want to riff on, okay? This is the jazz portion of the show, babies. I should put on my sunglasses. All right? I was thinking about another down and another opposite, okay? So here's what I want you to think about. One of the things that tends to overwhelm us as opposed to underwhelm us or whatever, if that's a word, that's actually a thing. What I want to offer to you is this. Many times things feel difficult when we make a big deal out of it, when we make a big deal out of it. On the flip side, therefore, let's talk about this. If making a big deal of something makes it feel difficult, let's throw it into the oppositizer. The opposite of that, on the other hand, if big deal makes it feel difficult, small deal. How can we chunk down a big deal? How can we leach the drama out of it? How can we shrink down the big deal? How can we chunk down the big deal? If you chunk down a big deal into a small deal, it would just stand to reason that you would be able to more easily feel like you could do it. Yeah, Shannon in retrograde, I love the oppositizer. You know? That's both Wayne's World and Scooby-Doo, right? But think about it. What are you not doing because you are making a big deal out of it? Now, there are some things that are big deals, but even the big deals are made up of individual little tiny things that you can, get your little pickaxe, working in a coal mine, going down, down. Think about it. Mountains are made of a little chipping away at the rocks. So how can you, and here, let me even, instead of how can you, because that is a who, what, when, where, why question that I want you to, how can I make such not a big deal of this? If you make a big deal of things, you get stuck. So let's chunk it down. What's a big deal? What's a big deal you can make small? What's something that you're stopping because you feel it's a big deal? I will share this one with you, okay? Talk about no more kings. So I'm traveling to the UK next week. Now, I have heard on TikTok and just, because I listen to news and things about having to get a visa You used to not have to get a visa, and now you have to get a visa, and I'm not talking about the credit card. And so it's like, oh my God, I have to get a visa. I've never done that before. I'm afraid it's going to take too long. I'm afraid it's going to be too expensive. Maybe the process is going to be difficult. Okay? The bottom line, yes, Oceanana, is always calming down and chunking down. Yeah, it really is. So here, I was a little bit making a big deal. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. That's my thing. You need a visa just to visit. Yes, and it's just a new thing that they do. You can Google it. I Googled it and it was like, yeah, you do need one. Here's all I had to do, people. First of all, I researched it and I saw the steps. This is how you get from not having a visa to having a visa so that you feel ready when you're going into the country. I had to download an app on my phone, take a picture of my passport, take a picture of my face. Oh my God, you guys, I took a picture of my face without my glasses. I didn't realize I was taking a picture, and my face, I looked more sad than I really am. Took a picture, paid some money, submitted it, boom. This morning I got an email, hey, here's your visa. You know, I chunked it down. We went step by step, like the new kids on the block would say. Chunking it down step by step. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Yard by yard, if yard by yard, life is hard, inch by inch, life's a cinch. I read that on a trivet in a Lancaster County gift shop one day. Or maybe it was on a yardstick. That'd be funny. And I think it had like a little inchworm measuring the marigolds. Remember that? So think of it. What is something you are making a big deal of? There you are, and I hate to say this because I'm kind of blaming. What are you telling yourself is a big deal? And it's causing you to feel like paralyzed. You can't do anything. Notice the words you're using. What is it? And then let's put it onto the other side. If I'm making this a big deal, what are some different parts? Getting a new job. Okay, I love this because I used to freak out about this too. Now, Kayla Bear, I will share with you something that really helped me and literally helped me define the job I wanted, and then it wasn't available on the outside world, so I freaking created what I do right now. So Kayla Bear, what I would do is this, and I wish I had done this earlier in my life, but I didn't have these skills, so I'm sharing them with you now. What I would offer is start with your destination in mind, okay? There are all sorts of jobs in the world, and there are jobs that haven't even been created yet. So I would offer to you, before you even start looking for a job that already exists out there, what I would say is, what kind of job do I want? What kind of job do I want? What is something, and I will share with you exactly the method I used, okay? Was, what is something that I am good at that I don't mind doing? Because I can be good at a lot of things, but there's some things I am good at that I don't necessarily enjoy doing. Like I use Excel because I have to, not because I want to. Now, I don't have that much experience with it. I get enough done. But what are some things that I enjoy doing that I don't really mind doing? And two things have always come up for me, which is creating order out of chaos and helping to solve problems. And usually I help to solve problems by creating order out of chaos. And so I thought, okay, I wrote that down. So what are some things I enjoy doing? Also, what are some things I do not enjoy doing? What are some things that immediately even thinking about it causes my nervous system to like get all up, right? I notice those too, so I know what to avoid. I also write down what I would like to do. So when you have a better idea of what you're aiming for, when you are looking for a new job, you can look for those keywords. You can look for those things that you would be a good fit for. When I have ignored that type of thing in my life, it's been at my peril. And you can find what sparks your joy, yes, but also I will say this. I also tried to, and you see evidence of this right here. For years, I tried to create a business out of something that wasn't a business. So I say this too. Be wary of, be mindful of when you choose, when you think of creating something, turning something you love into something you have to do. When you take something you love to do or like to do or enjoy doing and you try to make a job out of it, it can suck the joy out of it. And even if it doesn't suck the joy out of it, when you make a job out of it, then what do you do for fun if it's your job? That's why right now, I'll be honest with you, I still travel, but I am traveling to new hotels in foreign lands because I used to stay in old-timey motels in the US when I was doing Retro Roadmap. Okay? So be mindful of, and this is the sweet spot, maybe this will help all of y'all, so I'll just offer to you. What is something that I enjoy doing and don't mind doing it? I don't love it, but I don't mind doing it, so I could do it. It's not a big deal. It's not like it's not my passion, but I don't mind doing it. I'm good at it, and other people struggle with it. Because if you can use your skill to help somebody else with what they struggle with, suddenly there's an opportunity to make money for it. Yeah. So notice before you even start to look for it, get a better idea of what you're looking for. And also, it may not be available in the paper. Now, you can tell how long ago it was that I was looking for jobs, because I really think I got my last corporate job by looking in a freaking newspaper, finding an ad that I cut out and I applied for. The universe, the internet is that, okay? Notice what I'm saying. Get specific about what you want and start to look for it. Start to share with other people. I'm looking for a job and here's what I'm looking for. This person's hiring for a forklift driver. Oh, thank you, but no, I don't want to drive a forklift. What I want to do is this. But you know what? If they know anybody who wants this, these are the types of things I'm interested in. Okay? So I just offer that to you as a life skill. That's why I call myself, and I invented this, a decluttering life coach, because this is how you declutter. Linda Mosiger is, how do I chunk it down when I have to, notice that phrase, pack up my whole cluttered house, downsize and move? Well, you have the answer right there, my dear. You have to chunk it down. So your house is already made of chunks. You start with one chunk. It is called a room. You get into that room, you start with another chunk. You chunk it down further. You start with one side of the room. On that one side of the room, you start maybe from top to bottom, or you start chunking it down by category. You chunk it down. If you look at the whole cluttered house, that's stopping you, paralyzing you. So chunk it down, and chunk it down enough that your nervous system is no longer flaring up, and then you say, oh, I can start there. So I would recommend Linda. I would start with, if I were moving immediately, I would look around for trash, because that's a surface level clutter. I would look around for trash, and I would look around for things that I can easily donate so I don't even have to pack them up. I would also then have a picture in my mind, again, back to the destination, of what I want my new home to look like, function like, and feel like. Okay? And I would write this stuff down. Anybody who is hydrating with the word down, write that shit down, Jay. Okay? Write it down. What are you aiming for? What do you have in your house that you don't want to bring to your new house? And offshore that stuff. Chunk it down by writing it down. Write down what you're aiming for and then chunk down how to get there. I'm aiming for Las Vegas, Nevada. How do I get there? An inch at a time. An inch makes a yard, makes a mile. An inch makes a yard, makes a mile. Suddenly I'm chugging along. Okay? Chunking it down. Jelly Bee is saying, what am I making a big deal? Getting a gallon of paint for the kitchen. So is Donna. I have a small bathroom to paint and can't decide on the color. Notice, here's another chunk it down version. There is a gallon of paint. That is a chunk. You know what could reduce your fear of investing in an entire thing? I bet the fear is, shit, what if this is the wrong color? And I just spent $20, $30, $50 on a gallon of paint and it's the wrong color. You're afraid of that. So you know what they do at the paint stores, sillies, is you have a little chunk, a little swatch of color, right? So start by going to the paint store. Start by going to the paint store and picking out the chunks of color you think are going to work. Bring them home. Look at them in that room. Chunk down the ones that definitely look bad in that lighting, the way that the light hits that room. Tape up the ones you like. The ones you like, look at them at different times of the day. Decide, chunk it down, and live with it for a while. And then have a good feeling about one or two of them. And then between the two, make a decision. Chunking it down. You know? Oh, hey, there we go. Kara is at the pulmonologist, and she's doing resistance work, chunking it down. If you don't like what's happening on a national level politically, get involved locally. Yeah. She's also going to fertilize her garden. She's going to give her garden nutrition so that it blooms. Are you giving yourself nutrients so you bloom? I hope so. You know? There we go. I love it. And going to Savers and hopefully dropping off. And if you want to go look, go for it. You never know. They could find some treasures. Abbott Elementary says, carry on emptied and stored, clothes in the washer. Who am I? Yeah. Yeah. You know who you are? You are somebody who learned to declutter and is learning the skills, aka habits, of living less cluttered. You know? And here's the thing is Jellybee says, I love how you incorporate emotional elements into decluttering. Oh, no. This is a great comment, so I thank you for sharing this. I don't incorporate it into the decluttering. It exists there already. Everybody, you guys, emotions. It's just emotion that's taken me over. Tied up in sorrow, lost in my song. The emotions are there already. If you don't recognize them, if you don't acknowledge them, then that is probably what's getting you stuck. What we do is we get curious and we unpack it. We open up the suitcase of, why am I not doing it? I don't know, because I've been dragging along this heavy suitcase. Let's open up the suitcase and see what I have in it. And I bet you have a suitcase full of fear. Fear to me, and this is where I love to chunk it down so much that it's like a sentence that just, I would say, look for the fear. If I am not doing something that up here I say I need to do, I have to do, I allegedly want to do it, what is the fear? And then I write the fear down. I take the drama out of the fear by getting it out of my body and out of my head and down onto paper. And then I put it into the oppositizer. I hop over the fence. What's the thing I'm afraid of? How can I chunk it down? How can I take the drama out of it? You know? But yeah, notice you guys, we are human beings. We are not AI driven and we are not zombies and we are not machines. We are emotional creatures. And when you deny your human feelings, that's when stuff gets out of whack. So let's not deny it. Let's acknowledge it. Let's get curious about it and make an informed, kind of wholehearted decision about what we're doing. And you will feel so much better when you do it. A decision made in love will often feel long-term better than a decision made in fear. And I know that because I know that my fear got me into my first marriage. But I digress. There we go. Okay, so Linda says going from 250 square feet, 3 levels, to 1,500 square feet of ranch. All right, what do you want that 1,500 square foot ranch to look like? Write that down. All right, Debbie says, I have been working on my office. Last night, hubby moved 3 lamps into my office. Ugh. Notice the ugh. Ugh is a phrase, a word, 3 letters that indicate a feeling. Ugh. It wasn't yay. That to me, ugh is over here, yay is over here. Yay, he put 3 lamps there. Now I have so much light. No, ugh. What I would do is, what's the ugh all about? Why does it feel like ugh? And then what am I going to do about it? Am I going to be quiet about it? Am I going to be bitchy about it? Am I going to go out there storming the troops? No. I'm going to get calm and curious. I will approach my husband with love and curiosity. Hey, you guy that I love, I am just curious. You can use these words. Why did you put those 3 lamps in my office? And then you listen for his reason. And if you don't want them there, to say, okay, I understand why you did that. However, I do not want those 3 lamps in my office. Ergo, where is someplace else that we can put them where it works for you and works for me? Okay? So notice, we get the husbands. Okay, we get 4 minutes here. I'm going to sign off. Yeah, so raising hell. You know what it does? It makes it hell for both people. And hell is for children, Pat Benatar. Right? No, you don't want to live in hell. You want to live in harmony. You want your house to feel heavenly. If you got hell over here, heaven is over here. Okay, they are old lamps that need to go. Going to bring them to the thrift store. Okay, so Debbie, this is where I get a little bit sassy pantsy. I do. So what I would do with my husband, because a lot of this is I used to call it like backwards training. Training people to treat you how you want, what your expectations are. Oh, I get it now. Hey, next time you have something that is going to be, if they need to go, put them directly into the car. Or put them closer to the back door. Put them closer to the path of getting them out of the house. Do not put them in my house, So remind him of what is your process for things you no longer want? Where is the home for things that you want to donate? Is it a Goodwill bag? And where does that Goodwill bag live? If it's furniture, where does it go? And ideally, it goes closer to the exits of your house, not further in. So notice that. Having a home for things. Yeah, Bonnie says trunk of my car. So sometimes we have to train people how we want to be treated. They don't know. They may know and they may be like, being trolly. But no, I would always err on the side of love. Oops, excuse me. Boop. All right. TikTok has given me another 2 minutes and then I am going to sign off. Okay? So, let's recap, shall we? For those of you just turning in, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I show up pretty much on the daily doing a TikTok live and a YouTube live. And they are scheduled. People on my mailing list know the schedule, much like a TV guide, so they know when to tune in to find out when this hour-long show will be on. If you like what you've heard, get on the mailing list. It's free. It's the place where all the good stuff is. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. You can sign up for the mailing list there and get access to the hidden page on my website that shows all this good stuff. How do you feel physically? How are you feeling energetically? You can do something to change both of those things. You can do that. You have the ability. Whether you decide to do it or not is up to you. I highly recommend the word down to help you. Drink down some water, slow down your breathing, write down your thoughts, calm down your nervous system, and then chunk down whatever you're going to do to just get started. Having it not be a big deal, but having it just be one little step in the process helps you chip away at the mountain in front of you. And really, that's the only way you ever get anywhere is step by step, inch by inch, mile by mile, yard by yard, chunking it down until whatever that little chunk of task is does not flare up your nervous system, So you go from I can't do that and I'm afraid to I can do that, it's no big deal. All right? And it really is, yeah. And notice per mom, I love this. I appreciate your calmness because it's so easy to get riled up. Yes, we live in a world that benefits oftentimes on riling up our nervous system because then we want a solution to calm ourselves down. People out there in the world will benefit from saying, here, buy my solution. This will make you feel better. Now, I sell coaching. I don't make any bones about that. It's my livelihood. However, I also give away this for free. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, if you get riled up, how can you rile yourself down? All right? So practice these things today, throughout the day, not just this 1 hour. Check in with yourself at a regular basis. On your road trip between 9 a.m. today and 9 p.m. today, Eastern Time, you do the math for where you are. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling physically? If you don't feel good, how can you make yourself feel better? How are you feeling energetically? If you're not feeling good, how can you make yourself feel better? And then take the time to do those things. Laura Gibbon Voorhees said 2/3 bottle of water consumed. And you know how she did that? A sip at a time. A sip, a step, a bit. Every little bit helps. Every little sip of water helps. All of the little things add up to the big things, okay? So, here we go. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, people. Let's use these skills to go have a good day. Now, there will be a YouTube Live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll just throw that out there. If you want to show up, we will be there checking in to see how the day goes. I will show up with my report from the day, and I look forward to hearing how your day went. Okay? Let's learn from it, and when we feel better, we do better. Okay? Now, I'm going to go. It's crappy rainy out. What am I going to do about that? All right? I'll see you later. Bye.